The real estate industry has a little secret that nobody likes to talk about when you're sitting in the class to get your real estate license. The majority of new licensed agents actually quit within the first year. And it's not because they're not smart enough or they didn't work hard enough. It's none of that. It's because nobody taught them what they really needed to do and what mattered to get going in real estate. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what separates the agents that quit from the ones that succeed. Hi, I'm Jennifer Martin, real estate broker with over 20 years of experience. I've built a successful real estate business and have coached many agents over the years. I've basically watched both sides of this story play out more times than I can count. I've seen everything from the newcomers that have quit and the ones that have succeeded. I've gathered 5 core reasons why agents fail in year one. And for every one of those failing points, there are things that top producers do differently. I'm going to walk you through all 5 because understanding both sides of this equation is what will give you a fighting chance. Reason 1, they treat real estate like a job rather than a business. New agents wait to be told what to do. They expect a boss, a schedule, and a paycheck. Real estate is 100% commission. So there's no one there to save you if you don't produce. It's really all on you. You have to be self-disciplined and basically be your own boss. Without a business mindset, new agents just drift through the weeks doing non-income producing activities. A lot of new agents confuse being busy with being productive. They waste time organizing their files, working on their website, maybe creating their logo. All these things need to be done, but they're not income producing activities. You need to set clear goals on a weekly basis of things that are going to bring you business. What top producers do is they treat day one like their own business, because it is. They set weekly clear income producing activities. Calls made, contacts reached, and appointments set. They also track their numbers religiously. Conversion rates, lead sources, the value of the pipeline, and they work on this daily. Basically, top producers don't wait for the phone to ring. They create a system which brings the calls to them. And they work every single day building these systems and making them better. Reason 2, the agents don't pick a lane. What I mean by picking a lane is identifying your specialty, identifying your niche. New agents try to be everything to everybody. Buyers, sellers, investors, commercial, renters, residential, they try to do it all. Being a generalist means that you're competing against everybody and winning at none. Without a clear niche, they have no marketing message, no referral identity, and no expertise to point out. If you're an agent for everyone, you're a go-to agent for no one. What top producers do differently, they identify their niche early on. It could be a specific neighborhood, a price point, a demographic, or even a type of property. They become the expert in whatever niche that they choose, and they market it relentlessly. Referrals come naturally when people know exactly what you're specializing in. I personally built my business calling expired listings. So let's dive in a little bit deeper on what I did when I first started. When I first moved to North Atlanta back in 2017, I was already a real estate broker, but I was coming into a brand new market, which made me a brand new agent. I knew nobody, and real estate is all about who you know. So I chose to specialize in expired listings. I did everything possible to gain an expired listing. That's all I focused on. I learned the scripts, I did the phone calls, I did the door knocking. I made myself the expired listing expert. And because I did that, I actually built my business here. I was setting 1 to 2 appointments a week. I was succeeding so quickly because I was so hyper-focused. The team leader in the office at the time when I was with KW asked me to come into the office and do my calls from the office in the morning, so everybody else could watch and see how I was landing these appointments. So that's exactly what I did. And by specializing in expired listings, it led me eventually into coaching. Basically, I just focused on expired listing. That's all I did. I went to as many expired listing classes. I learned as much as I could. I practiced. I did role playing, and I got very good at what I did. I even got good once I went to the listing appointments. I was landing the actual listings, competing sometimes against 10 different other agents. In my office, I ended up being known as the expired queen. I did work really hard to build this business. And once I built up these expired listings, these sellers, they put trust in the end. They put trust in me. These expired sellers didn't know me from the beginning, and they didn't have trust. But I earned their trust over time and through working with them. And then after building my expired listing database, then these expired sellers who sold their property with me ended up referring me out to their friends, and their friends refer me to their friends. And from there, my database just kept expanding. And eventually, I no longer had to lean on expired listings for my business because now I was getting referrals. You just need to choose to do something and do it fully. Put in 100%. Whatever it is you choose, you just need to choose something and market yourself relentlessly on whatever specific niche that is and work 110% at it. And don't give up. Work so hard until you conquer it. Reason 3, they neglect their database. Most new agents chase cold leads, and they forget to reach out to the people in their database, which is fine. If you're specializing in a niche like I did, expired listings, yes, those were strangers. And I did that because I came into a market where I knew nobody. But many new agents neglect their database, and this is huge. Some of the warmest leads are people that you know. So if you're in an area that you know people and you just got your license, your database should be your main focus in the beginning. So what top producers do here is exactly that. They really focus on their database. They stay in consistent contact with everybody they know. And they let everybody know what they are doing. And they let everybody know that they're now a real estate agent. The more people you know, the more business you will get. So go through your entire phone. Call everybody you know. Reach out to everybody. Say hello. Start going out for coffee, for lunch, catching back up with people. Do more activities. Go have fun. Socialize. People like to work with people that they like. People don't like to hire strangers. They typically will hire someone that they know. So make everybody in your phone your best friend. The more people that like you, the more business you will get. Your database is your business. Nurture it and it will compound every single year. Reason number 4, they give up too early. Real estate has a long feedback loop. It can take 60 to 90 days from first contact to a closed transaction. New agents start prospecting, and then when they don't see immediate results, they give up. They give up and they get discouraged and think that something's wrong with them or the business is not for them. Most agents quit right before the momentum was about to pay off. What top producers do differently, they understand that it takes time. They understand that they're building a business. They understand that they need to nurture their database, and it takes consistency. You need to be repetitive. They're always working on themselves and always working on their business. They find a mentor or a coach to keep them accountable. Real estate can be a lonely business because when you're a real estate agent, you're only accountable to yourself. So having an accountability partner is huge. Top producers also measure. They measure how many calls they're making, how many appointments they set, and how many of those appointments converted into an actual listing. If you're going to do mailers, you're going to stay on it and you're going to be consistent. If you do an email blast, you're going to be consistent. If you want to do weekly emails, you do them every single week. If you do monthly, you do every single month. And you keep it up and you keep it up. You reach out to your contacts. You make friends. You reconnect with old friends in your database. The agents that make it through the first year, they always say the same thing. They say, I just refuse to quit. I refuse to give up. And then it paid off. Reason number 5, they don't invest in learning their craft. Learning real estate law and taking your license, it teaches you the law, but it doesn't teach you how to be a real estate agent and how to negotiate deals, close transactions, get listings. All this you don't learn from a book. New agents assume that getting a license is enough, and it's truly just the beginning. New agents wing listing appointments, stumble on negotiations, and they lose clients to more prepared competitors. A real estate license gives you the legal right to practice, but it doesn't give you the skills to win. What top producers do differently is they invest in their craft. They learn as much as they can and invest heavily on becoming the best that they can be. They role play, they study, they attend training, they attend seminars, not because their broker requires them to, but because they know that's what separates them from the average agent. They often find a mentor for the first year to learn from someone who's already been there and done that. The best real estate agents I know are always improving. They're continuously always learning. The learning never stops, and that's what keeps an agent continuously winning. So here's what I want every new agent who's watching this to know. I want you to find a mentor, join a team, do whatever you need to do to have a mentor and have someone help you. Do whatever you need to do to learn as much as you can, whether that's getting a mentor or joining a team, joining and going to seminars. Really, really hone your craft. I want you to become the expert. I want you to invest your time in yourself in becoming the best real estate agent you can. I want you to dive into your database. I want you to reconnect with old friends. I want you to find that niche. See what you feel good that you want to specialize in and really focus on it. Dive deep. Find the niche and dive deep. And remember, stay consistent. Stay consistent longer than it feels comfortable. You have to get outside your comfort zone. Like I said, I built my business on expireds. It wasn't comfortable making those calls. People hung up on me. People were upset. They were rude. But I kept pushing through. I stayed consistent, and I did it Monday through Friday, every single day for 6 months. And my first listing appointment, I actually won after 30 days of calling. And that was 5 days a week, 2 hours a day, being consistent. I landed my first listing appointment, and then I did actually win the listing. And then from there, it gets easier and easier. But don't give up. Keep the consistency going. That is a huge part of it. Remember to treat it like a business, pick your lane, and nurture your database.